Picture this. May 6, 1953. The Korean War is raging. Tensions are high, and you're settled in for an evening of normalcy. Dinner, the news, your favorite TV show, but then something goes wrong. You glance at the clock. Its hands are frozen. You try to change the channel, but the TV is stuck on one static frame. And then you notice people around you seem frozen in place, caught in mid-stride or mid-sentence, their faces contorted in expressions that will be forever frozen in time. The phone lines are dead. The city plunged into darkness, as if the power went out. But there is no switch that can account for this. No explanation can be found. In the vast realm of human experience, there are moments that stand out as profoundly unsettling. Days that cast such long shadows of fear and uncertainty that they become etched in our collective memory. May of 1953 was such a day. In a span of a few hours, approximately 20 million people living within a 500-mile radius experienced a phenomenon so bizarre, so utterly inexplicable that it shook them to their core. It was a day when time itself seemed to have stopped. As the night wore on, those who had initially dismissed it as some elaborate prank or mass hallucination began to realize the horrifying truth. They were trapped in a timeless void, a pocket of stillness amidst a silent and unmoving world. The sun hung ominously in the sky, the moon and stars vanished, and an unnatural hush fell over the landscape. The day known simply as the Big Pause. People grappling with existential questions about the nature of reality and the fragility of their existence. It was a day that broke the very fabric of their understanding of the world, leaving them stranded in a terrifying present with no past and no future. But as the minutes stretched into hours and hours into days, a chilling new development came to light. Reports began pouring in from the edges of the silent zone. Tales of people disappearing without a trace, swallowed up by a shimmering, ever-expanding wall of nothingness. The Chrono-Stasis Zone, as scientists would later come to call it, became a prison from which there seemed to be no escape. Every attempt to penetrate this mysterious barrier was met with an eerie silence, every message sent beyond the zone remaining unanswered. It was as if the world beyond had simply been cut off, isolated in an eternal present devoid of sound, movement, or life. And then as suddenly as it began, the world lurched back into motion. The clocks began ticking again. The world moved forward as if nothing had happened. But the true cost of the pause was only realized when the world outside the zone began to move forward. Those trapped inside the Chrono-Stasis Zone had been robbed of time itself. Their world had been put on hold while the rest of the world continued to spin, leaving them suspended in a terrifying time warp. The question on everyone's mind was why? Why did time stop? What was the cause of this inexplicable phenomenon that had shattered the very fabric of their reality? Theories abounded, ranging from the practical to the fantastical, but none could truly explain the full scope and terrifying implications of what had occurred. Some whispered of a broken simulation, a glitch in the matrix of reality itself. Others spoke of a tear in the space-time continuum, a quantum rift, that had somehow paused the flow of time within its grasp. But these were just theories, speculative and lacking concrete evidence. The truth of the matter was that nobody truly knew why time had stopped. Amidst this confusion and fear, a select group of scientists and government officials came together to form an organization known as the Chronos Initiative. Its purpose: to study the Chrono-Stasis Zone, understand the phenomenon, and most importantly, find a way to break through it. Over the years, the Chronos Initiative became a hub of activity. It was here that many of the world's brightest minds grappled with the mysteries of the time freeze, attempting to unravel the enigma and find a solution. Their investigations led them to the fringes of the zone where they discovered a shimmering, almost imperceptible barrier. It was here that they observed the most perplexing aspect of the Chrono-Stasis Zone, the point of no return. This invisible boundary seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy, repelling any attempt to cross it. All who ventured too close to the shimmering veil were met with a horrifying fate, disappearing without a trace as if consumed by an insatiable void. Undeterred by the risks, the Chronos Initiative pressed on. They launched numerous expeditions into the heart of the Stasis Zone, each one meticulously planned and equipped with cutting-edge technology. But time and time again, the teams were met with the same eerie silence, the same impenetrable barrier. Each mission into the Stasis Zone added another layer of mystery, deepening the enigma and casting a pall of fear over the entire initiative. Years turned into decades, and still the Chronos Initiative toiled, their efforts a race against time, quite literally. As the years passed, the world outside the zone continued to evolve, to move forward, leaving those trapped inside in a perpetual present. It was a cruel twist of fate, a terrifying reminder of the relentless march of time and the terrible price of being trapped in its grip. Then, in the year 2023, a new team was assembled. It was led by Dr. Helen Pierce, a brilliant physicist whose expertise in quantum mechanics was matched only by her determination to solve the mystery of the Stasis Zone. Her team comprised a diverse group of experts, each handpicked by Dr. Pierce for their unique skill set and unwavering courage. There was David Chun, a tech specialist whose ability to navigate the digital world was unparalleled. Maria Rodriguez, a former Special Forces operative whose tactical expertise was invaluable in high-risk situations. And Ben Carter, a geologist whose understanding of the physical world was crucial to their mission. Their task was daunting: to venture into the heart of the Chrono-Stasis Zone and determine its nature, its origin, and most importantly, if possible, find a way to break through it. As they stood on the edge of the shimmering veil, ready to enter the unknown, the stakes had never been higher. If they could succeed, they might unlock the secrets of the universe, perhaps even finding a way to manipulate time itself. But if they failed, they would become the latest victims of the Stasis Zone, lost forever in the timeless void. With a deep breath and a final check of their equipment, the team stepped into the unknown. As they crossed the threshold, the familiar rules of physics seemed to cease to apply. The laws of reality itself appeared to be suspended, leaving them in a realm where anything was possible and nothing made sense. They found themselves in a world that was both familiar and alien, a world where time had stopped and reality had shifted. The world was eerily silent. The trees stood motionless, the birds frozen mid-flight, the very fabric of reality torn and twisted, as if by some colossal and incomprehensible force. As they ventured deeper into the Stasis Zone, the team encountered remnants of lives. Interrupted a school bus frozen on a country road, a half-eaten meal on a kitchen table, a book lying open, as if waiting to be read. Each of these scenes was a stark reminder of the human cost of the pause. But it was not just the silence that was deafening. There was also the shimmer, an almost imperceptible pulsating energy that seemed to emanate from the very core of the Stasis Zone. This energy, invisible yet palpable, seemed to be the essence of the zone itself, its heartbeat. It was a phenomenon beyond human comprehension, a testament to the mysteries that lay hidden at the heart of our universe. As they pushed on, the team began to notice subtle changes in their surroundings. The sky was a swirling vortex of colors. The trees contorted into bizarre shapes, and the very air seemed to hum with an otherworldly energy. It was as though they were witnessing the birth of a new universe, a universe where the laws of physics were rewritten and reality itself was malleable. Just as the team began to lose hope, they stumbled upon a clearing. In the center stood a monolithic structure that seemed to hum with the very essence of the Stasis Zone. This was the nexus point, the heart of the Chrono-Stasis Zone. Here the team's instruments went haywire, their readings spiking and fluctuating wildly, unable to make sense of the energy that thrummed in the very core of the zone. It was here that they realized the true horror of the situation. The Chrono-Stasis Zone was not just a freak occurrence, a glitch in the matrix of reality. It was a growing anomaly, an expanding void that threatened to consume the world. The shimmer at the edge of the zone, they realized, was not a barrier, but a growing crack in reality itself. And as it widened, more and more of the outside world was being pulled into the Stasis Zone. With this realization came a chilling premonition. The team knew that they were not just trapped in a time warp. They were at the epicenter of a temporal storm that threatened to engulf the world. Their mission had transformed from a scientific exploration into a race against time, a desperate struggle to understand and contain the growing temporal anomaly before it consumed the world.